A sunny afternoon in the park should have been simple. Ice cream, football, and laughter between Maya Carter and her two sons, Jordan and Caleb. Instead, squad cars rolled in. Officers claiming suspicious behavior. To them, a black single mother with two young boys fit a narrative they'd written countless times before. Their questions sharpened, their tone edged with intimidation. But Maya Carter wasn't just any mother. She was Dr. Maya Carter, an FBI agent. And when they crossed the line from inquiry to harassment, they discovered that the woman they underestimated was trained to fight back. The afternoon sun hung lazily in the cloudless sky, casting warm rays across the suburban park's green expanse. Maya Carter sat on a weathered wooden bench, watching her sons, Jordan and Caleb, chase each other with infectious laughter that made her heart swell. "Mom, catch," Jordan called out, his dark eyes sparkling as he launched the football in a wobbly arc toward her. Maya reached up, making an exaggerated grab that sent both boys into fits of giggles when she nearly toppled off the bench. "See, I told you she'd mess it up," Jordan said to his younger brother, grinning. "Mom's too serious to be good at football." Caleb shook his head. "No way. Mom's good at everything. She's just pretending." Maya raised an eyebrow, fighting back a smile. "Oh, am I too serious?" She scooped up the football and threw a perfect spiral that sailed right over Jordan's outstretched hands. "No fair," Jordan laughed. "You've been holding out on us." For once, Maya felt the weight of her responsibilities slip away. No badge to worry about, no cases to solve. Just her and her boys enjoying a perfect Saturday afternoon. 20 feet away, a white couple sat at a picnic table. The woman's eyes hadn't left Maya and her son since they'd arrived, her lips pressed into a thin line of disapproval. She pulled out her phone, holding it close to her face. Her voice carried just enough for Maya to catch fragments. "Suspicious woman, watching everyone. Those boys don't even look like they're hers." Jordan's shoulders tensed. He'd heard too. Maya's heart ached, seeing how quickly fear could steal her son's joy. "Hey," she said softly, placing a hand on his shoulder. "Eyes on me, baby. We're having fun, remember?" The sound of tires on gravel cut through their game. A white and blue patrol car rolled slowly into the park's parking lot. Maya's trained eye caught every detail. Their gaze found her, and she felt the familiar weight settle onto her shoulders. "Mom." Caleb ran back to her, suddenly unsure. "It's okay," she said, gathering both boys close. They stood together on the sun-warmed grass, watching the patrol car creep closer. The patrol car came to a stop and two officers emerged. Officer Bailey stepped out first, adjusting his belt with practiced authority. "Afternoon, ma'am," Bailey said, his tone professionally cold. "We received a call about some suspicious activity in the park. Mind if we ask you a few questions?" Maya kept her boys close, one hand on each of their shoulders. "No suspicious activity here, officers. Just enjoying the park with my children. We got a report about a woman, possibly with kidnapped children. Protocol requires us to investigate." He turned his attention to Jordan and Caleb. "Hey there, boys. Is this really your mom? Do you know her full name?" "Of course, she's our mom," Jordan answered, his voice strong and clear. "Her name is Dr. Maya Carter." "Dr. Carter," Caleb added quickly. "She helps catch bad guys." Bailey ignored the last part. "Ma'am, I'm going to need to see some identification." Maya kept her voice steady. "Officers, these are my children. I'd like to know why we're being harassed while trying to enjoy a peaceful afternoon at the park." "Actually," Bailey said, his eyes moving to Maya's SUV. "That vehicle matches the description of one involved in some recent thefts in the area. I'm going to need to see your registration along with that ID." Maya felt her jaw tighten. "Officer Bailey, you and I both know that's not true. You're fishing and you're doing it in front of my children." The crowd had grown larger. Someone muttered, "This isn't right." "Ma'am, last time. Produce your ID, or we'll have to take this conversation downtown." "Fine. My ID is in my bag. I'm reaching for it now." She started to move her hand toward her purse, telegraphing her movements clearly. But Bailey suddenly grabbed her wrist, his fingers digging in hard enough to bruise. In that instant, everything changed. Maya's body responded before her mind could process the shift. She twisted her arm in a precise motion, breaking his grip with practiced ease. Her stance widened automatically, center of gravity dropping as she moved her boys behind her. "Do not put your hands on me," she said, Her voice transformed from concerned mother to federal agent. The crowd gasped, phones raised higher. Back away from my children, Maya continued. Now, Bailey's partner reached for his radio, but Maya's voice cut through the air like a blade. Before you make that call, you should know exactly who you're dealing with. Both of you have made several serious mistakes in the last 5 minutes, and I've documented every single one. The tension snapped. Both officers lunged forward simultaneously. Maya's eyes narrowed as her FBI combat training took over. She sidestepped Bailey's reach, grabbing his wrist and using his own momentum to send him stumbling past her. She twisted his arm up behind his back, forcing him to drop the taser. Stay back, boys, Maya commanded. The partner officer charged. Maya dropped low, sweeping his legs out from under him. He hit the ground hard. Bailey scrambled to his feet and reached for his gun, but Maya closed the distance before his hand could grasp the grip. Her elbow struck his solar plexus. As he doubled over, she executed a perfect hip throw, sending him flying over her shoulder. The partner pulled his baton and swung, but Maya blocked with her forearm, trapped the baton against her body, twisted it free, and tossed it aside. Stand down, she ordered. You're making this much worse for yourselves. He threw a wild punch. Maya slipped it easily, countering with a sharp jab to his throat. She followed with a sweep to his back knee, bringing him down hard. Bailey tried another rush, but Maya met his charge head-on, blocking his haymaker and landing 3 rapid strikes to his ribs. She grabbed his arm and executed a textbook armbar takedown, pinning him face down in the grass. Both officers were effectively immobilized, and the crowd erupted in cheers. Caleb, Jordan, Maya called out. Are you both okay? Yes, Mom, they answered in unison. The wail of approaching sirens cut through the commotion. 3 more patrol cars raced toward them, lights flashing. Everyone stay calm, she projected to the crowd. Keep recording. The backup officers poured out of their vehicles, weapons drawn. I'm going to reach for my credentials, Maya announced clearly. My ID is in my back pocket. I'm releasing these officers slowly, and then I'm going to show you who I am. She gradually released her holds, then withdrew her FBI badge and ID, holding it high above her head. I'm Special Agent Dr. Maya Carter, Federal Bureau of Investigation, she declared. And these officers just committed multiple violations of federal law while assaulting a federal agent in front of witnesses. The backup officers slowly lowered their weapons, uncertain how to proceed. Bailey and his partner stood frozen, their earlier bravado completely evaporated. An older sergeant stepped forward. Ma'am, we'll need to verify that badge. Of course. Maya carefully passed him her credentials. You can also contact the local FBI field office. The sergeant examined her ID closely, then spoke into his radio. After a moment, he returned Maya's credentials. Everything appears to be in order, Agent Carter. Bailey stepped forward, his voice carrying desperation. She attacked us. Badge or no badge, she assaulted police officers. That's a lie, Caleb shouted. Let them talk, Maya whispered. They're just making it worse for themselves. A black SUV with police department markings pulled up, and Captain Richard Harlan stepped out. He barely glanced at Maya's badge before turning to Bailey. Officers, are you injured? She attacked us, Captain, Bailey said quickly. Harlan turned to Maya. Agent Carter, if that's who you really are, you understand we'll need to investigate this thoroughly. Assaulting officers is a serious offense. Captain Harlan, Maya replied evenly. Your officers harassed me and my children without cause, escalated to physical contact, and attempted to use weapons. Everything is on video. Videos can be misleading, Harlan said smoothly. We'll need statements from everyone. Maya watched as Harlan moved among his officers, speaking quietly. They were falling in line, reality being reshaped to fit their preferred narrative. The drive home felt longer than usual. Maya kept checking her rearview mirror. Mom, Jordan's voice broke the silence. Are they going to arrest you? No, honey. I didn't do anything wrong. Everything's on video, remember? But what if they lie? Caleb's voice trembled. Then we'll fight back with the truth, Maya said firmly. I'm an FBI agent. I know how to handle this. While the boys brushed their teeth, Maya checked all the doors and windows, drawing the curtains tight. When they finished getting ready, she followed them to their rooms. Try to get some sleep, she said, pulling Jordan's covers up. Everything will look better in the morning. Jordan grabbed her hand. Mom, I'm proud of you for not letting them push us around. In Caleb's room, her younger son was already curled up under his blanket, clutching his worn stuffed elephant. Will you stay with me for a little while? He asked. Maya sat on the edge of his bed. Of course, baby. I was really scared when they grabbed you, Caleb whispered. But then you weren't scared at all. I was scared, Maya admitted. But sometimes we have to act brave, even when we're afraid. That's what real courage is. Downstairs, her phone buzzed. Sarah Martinez, her closest colleague at the FBI. Maya, what's wrong? Maya asked, noting the late hour. I've been making calls, checking channels. Maya, they're not just mad. They're mobilizing against you. They want you buried. The next morning, Maya sat at her kitchen table before dawn, documenting everything with clinical precision. Her phone buzzed. Angela Washington, a civil rights attorney. I saw the videos, Angela said. All of them. When can you meet? I can be at your office by 9. Maya opened Twitter. The video had exploded overnight. She started typing her own thread. I am Dr. Maya Carter, the FBI agent in yesterday's viral video. I'm also a single mother of 2 beautiful boys who watched their mom being harassed and assaulted by police officers while we were simply enjoying a day at the park. The response was immediate. Within an hour, #JusticeForMaya was trending. At Angela's office, they watched protesters gathering outside the police station. Maya's phone buzzed with support pouring in from across the country. Maybe we can really do this, Maya said softly. Maybe we can actually make them answer for what they did. That's what they're afraid of, Angela said. And that's exactly why we're going to win. Maya flashed her badge at the FBI field office security desk. In her office, she logged into the federal database. What she was about to do wasn't exactly illegal, but using it for personal investigation was in a gray area. She typed in Officer Mark Bailey's name. Her eyes widened. Bailey had 5 brutality complaints in just 2 years, all involving minorities. Each marked as resolved with minimal investigation. The pattern was clear. She opened a secure folder and started downloading. Bailey's partner had similar complaints. Internal affairs investigations that mysteriously ended. Witness statements that contradicted official reports. A knock at her door made her jump. Tom Chun, her colleague, handed her his phone showing a police department memo marked internal only. Phrases like potential threat to officer safety and history of aggressive behavior jumped out. They're building a narrative, Tom said, making you look unstable. Look what I found. Maya showed him her screen. Tom whistled softly. That's a powder keg. But Maya, be careful. So do I, she said. And I've got better training. She worked methodically, following digital breadcrumbs. Each document revealed more corruption, missing evidence, altered testimonies, systematic suppression of complaints. Walking through the parking garage, Maya felt exposed. She quickened her pace, scanning the shadows. She picked up Jordan and Caleb from their after-school program. Mom, Jordan said suddenly, are those men following us? Maya checked her rearview mirror. A dark sedan 2 cars back. She took a deliberate wrong turn. The sedan followed. When she pulled onto their street, she spotted another unmarked car parked across from their house. Okay, boys, she said cheerfully. Homework time. Let's get inside. Maya's dining room became a war room. Angela Washington, Marcus Thompson from the Community Justice Coalition, and Sarah Chun, the investigative journalist, gathered around her table. These complaints go back years, Maya explained, spreading documents. Every time they cornered someone vulnerable, it's all here. The pattern is clear, Angela said. They target minorities, create confrontations, then twist the paperwork. We need to be strategic, Maya cautioned. They're watching my house right now. They worked out a timeline. Angela would file official complaints. Marcus would organize protests. Sarah would release her investigation in segments. A small noise from the doorway made them turn. Jordan and Caleb stood there in pajamas, eyes wide with worry. Mom, Jordan asked. We heard you talking about safety. Are the bad police going to hurt us? Maya opened her arms. Both boys ran to her. Listen to me, she said. Those officers, they're bullies. And what do we say about bullies? They're cowards, Jordan recited. That's right. And are we scared? Caleb hesitated. A little. That's okay. Being brave doesn't mean you're never scared. It means you don't let fear stop you from doing what's right. Maya pulled them both closer. As long as I'm here, you are safe. The next evening, Maya stood before her bathroom mirror, adjusting her navy blazer. The city council had announced a public hearing. Downstairs, Jordan and Caleb sprawled on the living room floor, surrounded by colored pencils and paper. "It's bedtime," Maya said. "Wait." Jordan scrambled to hide his sketchbook. "You can't see it yet. It's for tomorrow." Caleb climbed into her lap. "Are you scared?" "A little, but being scared is okay when you're doing something important." She tucked them into bed. As she kissed Caleb goodnight, he whispered, "You're braver than Superman, Mom." In Jordan's room, he pulled out his drawing. It showed Maya standing tall, wearing her FBI jacket like a cape, positioned protectively in front of the boys. "You're our superhero," Jordan said proudly. "And superheroes always win against bad guys." Maya traced the careful lines. "This is beautiful, baby. Promise the truth will win tomorrow." Maya tucked the drawing into her folder. Tomorrow the truth wins. 3 blocks from her lawyer's office, Maya noticed the dark sedan. It stayed 2 cars behind, matching her turns. She took an unnecessary left, then a right. The sedan followed. She pulled into her driveway sharply. Before she could move, car doors slammed. 3 men in black masks rushed from the shadows. She exploded out of her SUV, using the door as a weapon. It caught the first attacker in the chest. The second grabbed for her throat, but Maya ducked and drove her elbow into his solar plexus. "FBI, stand down," she shouted. The third man caught her with a punch that split her lip. Maya spun, using the momentum to slam her heel into his knee. Something cracked. From her neighbor's window, Jordan screamed, "Mom!" The first attacker swung a baton. Maya blocked it, grabbed his wrist, twisted hard, and the baton clattered down. Her knee found his groin. The second man wrapped his arms around her from behind. Maya threw her head back, feeling his nose break, but his grip held. The third man limped forward. Maya kicked off the ground, both feet slamming into his chest. She broke free and struck precise blows to the second man's throat and temple. He crumpled. All 3 attackers were down. Neighbors spilled onto porches. Someone was filming. Red and blue lights flooded the street. Maya stood her ground, hands raised. "FBI Special Agent Maya Carter. I was just assaulted by 3 masked men." But the officers ignored the groaning attackers. Their captain stepped forward, holding out an envelope. "Agent Carter," he said mockingly, "you've been suspended from duty." Effective immediately, Maya's hands shook as she opened the letter. Her badge and credentials were to be surrendered. "The men who attacked me," she started. "What men?" The captain gestured around. The 3 attackers had vanished. "Your badge, Agent Carter. Or should I say, Miss Carter?" With trembling fingers, Maya unclipped her badge. She placed it in his palm. "I want to file an assault report." "Of course," he smiled coldly. "Come by the station tomorrow." Maya's eyes snapped open at dawn, her body screaming in protest. The empty space on her hip, where her badge should be, felt like a phantom limb. Her phone buzzed constantly. News alerts. FBI agent suspended after violent outburst. Questions raised about unstable federal agent. She forced herself up, wrapping her arms around her aching ribs. The mirror showed purple bruises blooming across her jaw. Jordan and Caleb sat at the counter, unusually quiet. "Mom," Jordan's voice was small. "Are you going to work today?" "No, baby. I'm taking some time off." Her lawyer called. "Turn on the news now." The police captain stood at a podium. "We're deeply troubled by Agent Carter's pattern of aggressive behavior. First, the unprovoked attack on 2 officers. Then last night's incident raises serious questions about her stability. The footage showed only her strikes, none of their attacks." Maya called her FBI supervisor, getting voicemail. Called colleagues, straight to voicemail. The system was closing ranks. By afternoon, reporters camped outside her house. Her sons couldn't even play in their yard. That night, tucking her boys into bed, they clung to her longer than usual. "You're still our superhero," Jordan whispered. "No matter what they say." Alone in her bathroom, staring at her battered reflection, Maya felt diminished without her badge. Then she straightened her spine. They wanted her broken. She grabbed her phone and started making calls. First, Angela Washington. "Meet me at the community center tomorrow night. Bring every piece of evidence on police union corruption." Next, Sarah Chun. "I need those files about union payoffs and buried complaints." Then Pastor Davis. "Can you get people to the forum? We need witnesses, victims." Maya spread her research across the kitchen table. The police union had been burying misconduct for years, paying off victims, threatening whistleblowers. Jordan appeared in the doorway with Caleb. We want to help. Stand up for what's right. Maya opened her arms. They rushed to her. Tomorrow night, I'm going to tell everyone the truth. Not just to us, but to lots of families. She worked through the night organizing her presentation. The community forum would be televised. The truth was about to blow their system apart. As evening approached, Maya changed into a crisp blazer, covering bruises with makeup. She checked the hidden microphone her journalist contact provided. Her sons watched her get ready. What if they try to stop you? Jordan asked. That's why we have backup plans. Pastor Davis's security team will be there. Maya knelt before them. I need you to be brave tonight. Can you do that for me? Yes, they said together. And remember, no matter what happens, you know the truth, right? You're our hero, Caleb said fiercely. You fight bad guys and protect people. Maya grabbed her evidence files and walked toward the door. The cameras outside tracked her movement. She kept walking head high. The community center buzzed with tension. Every seat filled, people lining walls. News cameras lined the back. At the podium, Police Union President Howard Malone adjusted his tie. These allegations are nothing but fake news and social media hysteria. Our officers acted appropriately. That's a lie. Maya's voice cut through. She stood, holding up a thick folder. And I can prove it. Malone's smile flickered. Miss Carter, you're out of order. Like the procedures you used to bury 17 excessive force complaints. Maya stepped into the center aisle. Or the procedures for paying off victims to keep quiet. She pulled out documents. March 15th, Officer Bailey assaulted a teenage boy. The complaint vanished. April 3rd, both officers harassed an elderly black couple. That report mysteriously lost. The crowd stirred, phones raised. June 7th, a domestic violence victim called for help. Instead, she got threats. The union paid her $10,000 to stay silent. Maya's voice grew harder. I have bank records, witness statements, internal memos ordering cover-ups. Security, Malone barked. Remove this woman. But Maya was already climbing the stage, laying papers on the podium. Everything's here. Names, dates, signatures. The back doors burst open. 3 officers in tactical gear charged through. Maya recognized them. The same men who'd ambushed her. The first officer reached for her arm. Maya stepped into his momentum, using his force to flip him over the podium. The second swung a baton. Maya caught it mid-strike, twisting it free while sweeping his legs. The third officer wrapped his arms around her from behind. Maya dropped her weight, breaking his grip, then spun with an elbow strike to his solar plexus. Keep filming, someone shouted. The first officer charged again, reaching for his taser. Maya caught his wrist, redirected the taser into his partner's chest, then took them both down. The big officer bull rushed. Maya sidestepped, caught his arm, and executed a perfect takedown. This is what they do, she called out. They use force to silence the truth. But not anymore. Maya, Maya, Maya. The chant started, spreading like fire. Reporters swarmed. Dr. Carter, how long have you been investigating the union? Everything you need to know is in these files, Maya said steadily. The evidence speaks for itself. No more cover-ups. No more silence. The next morning exploded with headlines. FBI agent exposes police corruption. Union president flees. Justice Department launches investigation. Maya watched clips of the showdown play on repeat. Jordan and Caleb sat beside her, munching cereal and staring at the TV. Mom, you're trending. Jordan pointed to his tablet. The doorbell rang. Pastor Davis brought newspapers. Each front page showed Maya, standing triumphant on stage. You did it, sister, he smiled. They're arresting them as we speak. Updates buzzed throughout the morning. The police chief announced his resignation. The mayor announced federal oversight. FBI agents raided the union headquarters. Officer Bailey and his partners were let out in handcuffs. Union President Malone was caught trying to flee the state, a suitcase full of cash in his trunk. The community rallied. Neighbors dropped off food. Local mothers organized a support vigil. You showed us how to fight back, one mother told her, tears in her eyes. Late that evening, her FBI supervisor called. Carter, Director Williams said. The Bureau wants to reinstate you immediately. Full clearance, back pay. We should have backed you from the start. Maya watched her boys play video games through the window. Sir, I appreciate the offer, but this was never about a badge. It's about my boys and mothers like me. I don't understand. We can't just fix one department or punish a few bad officers, Maya explained. The whole system needs to change. Black mothers shouldn't have to be FBI agents to protect their children in a park. Jordan caught her eye and waved. She waved back. So what are you saying, Carter? I'm saying I have a bigger mission now. Those mothers out front need someone to help them fight back, to expose corruption wherever it hides, to make sure their children can play in parks without fear. She watched supporters gather at her fence, holding candles. The badge was never what gave me power. It was knowing right from wrong, standing up against injustice. The silence stretched. Finally, Williams sighed. You're making a difference, Carter. Whatever you decide, you have my respect. Maya ended the call and looked up at the darkening sky. Change was coming, slow but unstoppable. A week later, Maya pulled into Henderson Park. The same trees swayed. The same playground gleamed. But everything felt different. Look, Mom. Our spot is free, Jordan pointed. As they climbed out, other families watched with quiet recognition. A mother pushing her daughter on the swings gave Maya a small wave. Can we get ice cream first? Caleb asked, his eyes darting nervously toward where the police car had parked that day. Of course, baby. Rocky Road for you, mint chocolate chip for Jordan, and vanilla for Mom because she's boring. Jordan finished grinning. They settled at their picnic table. Ice cream dripped down their chins, just like before. A group of kids playing nearby whispered and pointed. One brave girl approached. Are you really the FBI agent who fought the bad police? Maya smiled gently. I'm just a mother who wants her children to feel safe. My mom says you're a hero. Can Jordan and Caleb come play with us? Her boys looked to Maya for permission. She nodded, and they raced off. A few mothers drifted over, sharing stories of their own encounters with police. We're organizing a community watch program, one explained. Would you consider speaking at our meetings? Maya watched Jordan show off his basketball moves while Caleb cheered. Yes, she said. We all need to protect each other. The afternoon stretched on, golden and peaceful. Maya retrieved their old football, and an impromptu game started. Children and parents joined in, passing and laughing together. As the sun began to sink, families packed up. Maya sat on a bench, watching her sons chase fireflies. The last rays painted everything in warm gold. Jordan caught a firefly and showed it to Caleb. Their faces lit with wonder as it glowed in his cupped hands. They set it free and watched it dance away. Maya felt tears prick her eyes, not from fear or anger, but from fierce joy. Her boys could run and play without looking over their shoulders. A police car rolled past the park entrance. Her sons didn't even glance its way. They were too busy catching fireflies, their laughter ringing clear and unafraid. She leaned back, watching their silhouettes dance in the fading light. They had reclaimed more than just this park. They had reclaimed their right to joy, to innocence, to simply being. As the first stars appeared, Maya whispered while watching her sons play, "No one will ever cage us again." Her face held all the pride and strength of a mother who had fought for her children's freedom and won.